Everyone's obsessed with side hustles and grinding 24/7, but here's what nobody tells you. The richest people in the world prioritize sleep, health, and energy over hustle. Yeah, you heard that right. While you're chugging your third Red Bull, they're getting 8 hours and making millions. Look, I get it. You've been told to grind harder, sleep less, and push through the pain. Hustle culture has convinced an entire generation that burnout is a badge of honor. But here's the truth bomb nobody wants to drop. Wealthy people don't destroy their health to build wealth. They protect it like it's their most valuable investment. Because it is. Your body isn't a machine. It's your most valuable asset. And you're burning it out for a paycheck that'll never make you wealthy. You're watching M-Cubed, Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel. It's a mindset revolution. If you're tired of being broke in a world built for the rich, hit that subscribe button and let's flip the script together. Because today, we're exposing the 9 things you need to avoid if you actually want to get rich. And trust me, number 3 is going to shake up everything you thought you knew about building wealth. Learn how to break free from the cycle of debt and build a secure financial future, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Subscribe to Money Mindset Makeover and hit the bell to join the financial revolution, my M-Cubed Mavericks. Let's dive in. Number 9. Neglecting your health and energy. Let's start with the one that's probably destroying your bank account right now without you even realizing it. Your health. Here's the deal. Your body and mind aren't separate from your wealth-building journey. They are the journey. You can't build an empire if you're running on fumes, eating garbage, sleeping 4 hours a night, and ignoring the mental breakdowns that hit you every other Tuesday. Think about it like this. You are a money-making machine. But what happens when you don't maintain a machine? It breaks down. It stops working. And suddenly, you're spending all the money you worked so hard to earn on medical bills, therapy, medications, and time off work because you burned yourself out. The stats don't lie. According to recent studies, poor health costs Americans thousands of dollars per year in medical expenses and lost productivity. Chronic stress, which most of us are drowning in, leads to anxiety, depression, heart disease, and a whole laundry list of problems that drain your wallet faster than a shopping spree at Target. But here's where it gets real. Rich people understand that wealth without health is worthless. They're not grinding themselves into the ground. They're investing in premium gym memberships, personal trainers, meal prep services, therapy, and quality sleep. Why? Because they know that when your body and mind are operating at peak performance, you make better decisions, you're more productive, and you actually have the energy to build wealth. Meanwhile, you're over here surviving on coffee and anxiety, telling yourself you'll rest when you're rich. But guess what? You'll never get rich if you're too exhausted to think straight, too burnt out to take opportunities, and too sick to show up. Let me paint you a picture. You're working 2 jobs, barely sleeping, eating fast food because you don't have time to cook, and you're constantly stressed about money. Your brain is foggy. You're making impulsive purchases because you're trying to cope with the stress. Hello, retail therapy. You're missing work because you're always getting sick. And you're too tired to even think about starting that side hustle or learning a new skill that could actually change your life. That's not hustle culture. That's self-destruction. Now, I'm not saying you need to become some wellness influencer who drinks celery juice and does yoga at sunrise. I'm saying you need to treat your health like the investment it is. Get enough sleep. Eat real food most of the time. Move your body. Take care of your mental health. Because when you show up energized, focused, and clear-headed, you're unstoppable. And here's the kicker. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's strategic. It's the foundation of everything else on this list. Number 8. Working for just money. Alright, let's talk about the trap that keeps most people stuck in mediocrity. Working for just money. I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't the whole point of working to make money? Sure. But here's the problem. If money is the only thing you're chasing, you're playing a losing game. Picture this. You get a stable, decent-paying job, 9 to 5 plus full benefits. Your parents are proud. Your friends think you've got it all figured out. You're stacking cash, paying your bills, maybe even saving a little. But fast forward 5 years, and you're still making roughly the same amount. You've hit a ceiling. Your earning potential has flatlined. Congratulations, you've chosen Path A. Now imagine a different route. You take a lower-paying job that's challenging, maybe even uncomfortable. You struggle at first. Your friends think you're falling behind. Your parents are concerned. But here's the thing. You're not chasing a paycheck. You're chasing skills and equity. You're learning high-value skills that make you irreplaceable. You're gaining ownership in a business or building your own. And over time, your earning potential doesn't just grow, it explodes. Welcome to Path B. Every self-made millionaire follows Path B. Why? Because money is a byproduct of value, not the goal itself. Here's the reality check. The more you obsess over earning just money, the less you'll make in the long run. It's like trying to grab water with your fists. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. So what should you focus on instead? Two things, skills and equity. Skills are your superpower. They make you your own greatest asset. Learn skills that pay. Copywriting, video editing, coding, sales, marketing, design. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the skills that print money in today's economy. And the best part? Once you have them, nobody can take them away from you. You become almost impossible to break. Equity means ownership. It's owning a piece of the pie, not just eating the crumbs. You can gain equity by starting your own business, earning sweat equity by being insanely valuable to a company, or investing in businesses that align with your skills. When you have equity, you're not trading time for money. You're building something that grows even when you're not working. The main takeaway? Stop being blinded by the paycheck. Start thinking about what you're building for the future. Because a fat salary means nothing if you're stuck on a hamster wheel with no way out. Number 7, buying a lifestyle. Let's get into the most seductive trap of all, buying a lifestyle you can't afford. Close your eyes for a second. Picture yourself pulling up to a club in a brand new luxury car. You're wearing designer everything. Your Instagram is poppin'. Your friends think you're killing it. You're living the dream, right? Wrong. You're living a lie. Here's the ugly truth. Most of the people you see flexing online are broke. That Lamborghini? Leased or rented for a weekend. That designer bag? Bought on a credit card they'll be paying off for the next 6 months. That $500 steak dinner? Financed by debt they're drowning in. It's all smoke and mirrors. And social media has turned flexing into a full-time job for people who can't actually afford the life they're pretending to live. Let me hit you with some stats that'll wake you up. 37% of Americans can't afford an unexpected expense over $400. Nearly 40% are worried they won't be able to pay their bills. And 60% of American households can't afford to buy a new car outright. But somehow everyone's living like they're millionaires on Instagram. Make it make sense. The problem is, when you see everyone else flexing, you feel the pressure to keep up. You start thinking, maybe I should get that new iPhone, or everyone's going to Dubai, I should go too. Or, I deserve to treat myself to these designer sneakers. But here's the reality. You can't live like a king and build wealth at the same time. Not in the beginning, at least. When you buy a depreciating asset like a car, designer clothes, or expensive dinners, you're literally throwing money away. That $50,000 car you bought? It loses $10,000 in value the second you drive it off the lot. Those designer sneakers? They're worth half what you paid the moment you wear them outside. Here's a fun wealth observation I've tested multiple times. Find the guy wearing the grubbiest tennis shoes in the room. 9 times out of 10, he's got the highest net worth. Meanwhile, the wealthy are doing the opposite. They're buying appreciating assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, crypto, things that grow in value over time and generate passive income. And then, once they've built real wealth, they go buy the Lamborghini. Because at that point, it's not flexing, it's just Friday. So here's the move. Stop buying a lifestyle and start building a life. Invest in assets that make you money, not liabilities that drain your wallet. And when you finally do get rich, flex all you want. But until then, stay focused. Have you or someone you know ever fallen into one of these traps? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else avoid making the same mistakes. Number 6, being ego-driven. Let's talk about the silent killer of wealth, your ego. Here's the thing. Arrogant people won't even finish this video. They think they already know everything, so why bother sticking around? But that's exactly the problem. Arrogance blinds you to the opportunities that could genuinely change your life. Ego-driven people are always focused on the big picture. They're constantly dreaming of the end goal, the mansion, the cars, the freedom. And yeah, that sounds productive. But it's a trap. Because when you're always looking too far ahead, you miss the small, crucial steps that actually get you there. For example, some people might be tempted to skip through this video just to see all 9 things instead of actually absorbing the knowledge in each one. But by doing that, they miss the insights that could fast-track their journey. When you're too egotistical, you stop listening. You dismiss advice from people who've already walked the path you're trying to take. You think you're too smart to learn from others. But here's the truth. True wealth isn't just about being confident. It's about having the humility to keep learning. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. It's called the iceberg principle. What you know is just the tip. The massive chunk of knowledge is underneath the surface, and that's what truly matters. Arrogance makes you forget it's even there. In short, arrogance is a silent wealth killer. It convinces you that you're too good to learn, too smart to listen, and too important to take the small steps that lead to greatness. Stay humble. Stay curious. Stay coachable. Number 5. Passing the blame. Here's one of my favorite truths. The man who blames others has a long way to go. The man who blames himself is halfway there. The man who blames no one has already arrived. Let me show you something. Imagine you've got 2 objects in front of you, a magnifying glass and a mirror. Every day you're going to pick up one of them, and your choice will determine your financial future. If you pick up the magnifying glass, you're choosing to hyper-focus on other people. You're looking for someone to blame. The government, your boss, the economy, your dear parents. And sure, maybe they all played a part. But here's the brutal truth. Blaming others keeps you powerless. It's easy to blame your teacher for the test you failed, even though you spent more time on TikTok than studying. It's easy to blame traffic for being late, even though you left the house 10 minutes later than you should have. And over time, these small excuses grow into a habit that's impossible to break. The more you reach for the magnifying glass, the bigger your excuses become. And the bigger your excuses, the smaller your chances of ever building wealth. But if you pick up the mirror, you start focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your decisions. You stop making excuses and start making moves. You can't control the economy, but you can control how you respond to it. You can't control your past, but you can control what you do today. So put down the magnifying glass, pick up the mirror, and take responsibility for your future. Number 4, staying static. Imagine your comfort zone as a circle. It's cozy in there, safe and predictable, but notice something. There are no gaps in that circle. It's like a self-imposed prison with no way out and no way to grow. If you're in that circle right now, you're not alone. Studies show that over half of people never leave their comfort zone, and 45% of them are worried they'll regret it one day. So how do you break out? You expand the circle. Your comfort zone isn't fixed. It's flexible. Every time you do something uncomfortable, take a risk, learn a new skill, start a side hustle, have a difficult conversation, you push the boundaries outward, and suddenly the world becomes full of possibilities. But here's the catch. Growth is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. If it feels easy, you're probably not growing. Think about it. Starting a business is scary. Learning to invest is intimidating. Asking for a raise feels awkward. But every time you step into that discomfort, you expand what's possible for your life. The people who get rich aren't the ones who stay comfortable. They're the ones who consistently push beyond their current boundaries. They take calculated risks. They fail, learn, and try again. And over time, their comfort zone becomes so big that what used to feel impossible now feels normal. So ask yourself, what's one thing you've been avoiding because it scares you? That's probably the exact thing you need to do next. Sorry, nothing but truth bombs today. M-cubed family, it's because I love you. Number 3, having too many inputs. Do you ever feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions? Like everyone has an opinion on what you should be doing with your life, and you don't know who to listen to? Welcome to cognitive overload, the mental state where your brain literally can't cope with the overwhelming amount of information and choices. Here's what it looks like. You're trying to build wealth, so you start consuming content. You follow 50 finance influencers. You read 10 books at once. You watch hours of YouTube videos. Everyone's telling you something different. One person says invest in crypto. Another says real estate. Another says start a business. Another says get a high-paying job first. And suddenly you're frozen. You can't move forward because you don't know which path to take. This is called decision paralysis. And it's one of the biggest reasons people never take action. So what's the solution? Start with your end destination in mind and work backwards. Get crystal clear on your goal. Then, only listen to inputs that help you reach that target. Cut out the noise. Stop following every guru. Stop consuming content just for the sake of consuming. Quick hint, subscribe and like 'em cubed. Money Mindset Makeover. Instead, prioritize quality over quantity. Find one mentor, one expert, one trusted source who's already achieved what you want to achieve. Learn from them. Implement what they teach. Then, when you hit a new challenge, seek out the next input. Most people have too many opinions being thrown at them, but not from experts. Cut out the general noise and seek expert advice. Your focus will thank you. Your bank account will too. Number 2, chasing short-term dopamine over long-term gains. Let's talk about something that's silently destroying your wealth potential, your addiction to instant gratification. We live in a world designed to give you quick dopamine hits, social media notifications, next episode autoplaying on Netflix, one-click purchases on Amazon, food delivery at your door in 20 minutes. Everything is fast, easy, and designed to keep you hooked. And here's the problem. Every hour you spend chasing short-term dopamine is an hour you're not investing in your future. Think about it. You spend 3 hours scrolling Instagram, watching people flex their fake lives. That's 3 hours you could have spent learning a new skill, working on a side hustle, or building something that actually makes you money. You binge watch an entire season in one sitting. That's 10 hours you could have used to create, invest, or grow. You buy stuff you don't need, with money you probably don't have, credit, to impress people you don't even like because it gives you a quick rush. But that rush fades in 5 minutes and now you're broke again. Rich people delay gratification. They understand that the things worth having take time to build. They invest their time in activities that compound, learning, networking, creating, building. They're not scrolling for hours. They're not chasing quick highs. They're playing the long game. And here's the truth. Wealth is built in the boring moments. It's built when you choose to read instead of scroll, when you cook at home instead of ordering out, when you invest instead of splurge. So ask yourself, what quick dopamine hit are you willing to give up to build long-term wealth? Number 1, surrounding yourself with the wrong circle. Here's a truth that might sting. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your friends are broke, complaining, and have no ambition, guess what? You're going to unconsciously adopt their mindset, their habits, their excuses, their financial situation. This isn't about being mean or cutting people off who are struggling. It's about being intentional with your relationships. Wealthy people network up. They find mentors who've already achieved what they want. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, inspire them, and push them to level up. They distance themselves from energy vampires who drain their motivation and pull them back into mediocrity. Your network literally determines your net worth. Think about it. If everyone around you thinks investing is a scam, you'll probably never invest. If everyone around you thinks starting a business is too risky, you'll probably never start one. But if you're surrounded by people who are building wealth, taking risks, and winning, you'll start doing the same. So take inventory. Who are you spending the most time with? Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Are they helping you grow or keeping you stuck? And if the answer isn't what you want it to be, it's time to make some changes. Find new circles. Join communities of people who are where you want to be. Seek out mentors. Because your future is too important to leave to chance. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Becoming rich isn't about saving pennies or cutting out your daily coffee. It's about building systems that work while you sleep. It's about protecting your health so you can show up at your best. It's about investing in skills and equity instead of chasing paychecks. It's about taking responsibility, staying humble, and surrounding yourself with the right people. This is where broke ends and ownership begins. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're the architect of your future. And every decision you make today is either building wealth or destroying it. There's no neutral. So what's it going to be? Let's recap. If you want to build real wealth, you need to avoid these 9 traps. Neglecting your health and energy, working for just money, buying a lifestyle, being ego-driven, passing the blame, staying static, having too many inputs, chasing short-term dopamine, surrounding yourself with the wrong circle. These aren't just tips. They're the difference between staying broke and building generational wealth. You've got the knowledge now. The question is, what are you going to do with it?